The altruist pattern. So before we jump into the techniques around how to manage them, the first thing we're going to look at is, well, what are their drivers and what are their needs associated with that? Because when we manage people, we do need to tap into their needs. So an altruist pattern, typically their highest drive will be their social drive. So they love working with people. They're very people orientated. So that's going to be an important component to remember as we're managing them is their relationships and their people orientation. The other high drive for them will be their formality. So, whilst wanting to work with people, they want to deliver things to a really high standard. So, they will love structure, they will want to be quite meticulous, they'll want to create a bit of rules, they'll create clarity. Now, their lowest drives are their dominance drive. So, you see them being really, they need harmony, they need encouragement, they need support. And really supportive management style will work well for them. They will want to feel heard and that they can really connect with their manager. So spending time with them is really important, that really getting to know you. They've got a lower patience drive. So they want to actually work on lots of things. They like a little bit of variety and they want to make sure that they can typically move around a little bit in their day. So now we've got a good understanding of their needs. We can now sort of build that together. So in terms of how to best manage them, we want to make sure that we're allocating them work that allows them to work with and through people to get their job done. So we want to support them by making sure they've got positive relationships around them. We also want to motivate them by leaning into their sense of duty. We see altruist patterns, they're very service orientated. They will show up naturally saying, how can I help you? So if I've got to motivate them, I'm going to lean into that sense of duty that they have. And they will get satisfaction from doing work for other people, for developing other people, for doing something kind towards others. That will really bring them a sense of satisfaction. You want to assign them work that allows them a little bit of variety, quick projects they can deliver to a high standard for a particular audience. They will always want to be delivering work for other people. And they like that public recognition because that higher social drive, public recognition, but also they're not very selfish. So typically they like that more team recognition. Great, well done you in your team. And here's how you've been able to deliver this high quality work for the customer, whoever that might be. Now, when providing direction, make sure, or giving them feedback, make sure that you're doing it in a very harmonious way. They don't want a lot of conflict in their role. You really, when providing direction, need to be clear. Here's what I'm expecting. Here's the standard, and here's how you can deliver to that. They won't want to disappoint. So it's really important that you provide that clarity for them. Also, refrain from comparing them to other team members. We also don't want to compare them. We don't want them to compete. That won't create any type of healthy dynamic for them. Don't delegate work that's too repetitive. So they actually do like to chop and change their day and have a little bit of variety. And don't make things competitive or risky. So if you try and, get them to compete against others in their team, they won't like that. You might be able to get them to work as a team against a goal, but typically that self-competitiveness isn't really a key driver for them. Do delegate work that's nice and structured. It's got a little bit of variety to it and involves working with other people. That's going to keep them really motivated. Now, in terms of coaching them, it's important that they'll need some support around moving things forward. If there's conflicting opinions, if they feel like, I'm actually not going to keep everyone happy with this decision, they might struggle to proceed. They don't want to upset people. They don't want to create friction. Encourage them to lead or assert themselves in a particular project and provide them opportunities to do that. They're naturally very people orientated, but they'll often won't want to create any conflict or take control. So provide them opportunities where they can lead things, use their expertise, their people-centric mindset. And make sure they feel really supportive around risk. Altruists have a low risk pattern. They will want to protect their pact. They're very, very cautious around risk because they're thinking about other people and how it might impact them. So if there are some risk activities that are involved, your job as the manager is really to protect them from that and support them through to de-risk it, to use their strength in collaboration, to getting ideas of others, and then also looking at the rules and the structure around it. So hopefully this has been really helpful in managing the altruist pattern.